Hey everyone, have I here bring a video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be discussing the type advantages for the Dokkan Festival exclusive LR 8-year anniversary units. So with that, let's go ahead and dive right in. But first, before we dive into the type advantages, I want to discuss the names or the nicknames that I generally give LRs when they come out and get introduced. However, we don't have the full data on these units yet. Of course, we have the card arts, they look incredible, but I'm going to keep it very simple for now. We'll see if we get a little bit more complicated when we get the details for these units here. But given that very high chance that both of these units going to have some sort of dynamic with Spirit Bomb, right, Genki Dama, that I'm going to generally call these units LR Spirit Bomb Z and LR Spirit Bomb GT. That's going to be the simplistic way of me for these nicknames until we find out a little bit more. Now I do have a different nickname for the GT unit, which would be LR GT4. That would make a lot of sense as well. But don't really have anything particular for the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. I was thinking like 3-2Z, but that doesn't really roll off the tongue very well, right? So we're just keep it simple for now. Spirit Bomb Z, Spirit Bomb GT, or you can even call it 8-year anniversary Z or 8-year anniversary GT. Makes a lot of sense for either one. But again, I will officially on my end call them something when we get the details. So let's go ahead and dive into the main topic that we want to discuss in this video here, and that's the type advantages for the units here. So first and foremost, let's discuss all the Dokkan Festival exclusive LRs that we have in the game. Now we look at like the first couple generation on the top there. We know that those anniversary units have already EZA'd, and of course on JP, not on global, the worldwide celebration, download celebration in AGL LR Gohan, and then the Int Cell, those EZA'd as well prior to the anniversary. Now, there's one glaring thing that's missing right now, and that's the EZA to LR Gobros. So we'll see if that happens in this celebration. But I think very likely the Dokkan Festival exclusive EZAs that's going to actually, actually awaken an EZA in the anniversary here are really these two units, right? So the blue unit should EZA. That's what I'm thinking. Not 100% sure, but it seems like that's going to be the case, being that last year anniversary units EZA'd as well. So definitely look out for that. Now I really only showed like 4 generations, right? If you count the EZA Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta with the OG fusions, those are kind of like 2 generations in between, but I still call those first generation Dokkan Festival exclusive LRs. So really 3 generations, as you can see here. Then we have the current generation. And if you look at this here, starting from the full power Frieza and the Goku, the Namek Goku, then you're leading into the 7-year anniversary unit and the worldwide download celebration. And really just a glaring miss here is we're missing a strength unit. So for me, I thought we're going to get a Dokkan Festival exclusive strength unit before the anniversary, and that would have made it nice and neat. However, if you took a different approach into looking at the Dokkan Festival exclusive LRs, then you can say, well, let's separate it by the 200% leads. Because if you take out the Frieza and Goku, then you're looking at something like this. And this also makes a lot of sense as well, logically speaking. And again, using logic in Dokkan might be going against me, but in the last couple of prediction videos I've done, I've been dead on. So, I said Piccolo was going to be tech and Gohan was going to be physical, and boom, there it was. Now, when you look at this and kind of comparing the two here, that would make the Frieza and Goku just kind of outliers, right? They're just, finishing up the first 3 generations and now moving into the 200% leads would look something like this. And again, that makes sense if you're going to organize it that way. And Dokkan does goofy stuff like that where it doesn't follow the normality of the type advantage patterns, as you can see what they're doing here. And then kind of reset everything, and then really the 200% leads ended up resetting everything. So anyway, when diving into this, I'm saying, okay, what's going to be available? Well, they could, if I'm thinking that this is going to stay the normal pattern in generation, then that strength unit has to be a unit that's coming out. But the last summonable LR that we actually had in the game was Carnival Gokru, right? So Carnival Gokru comes out, and I'm going, okay, that kind of messes up everything a little bit. So I'm just gonna go okay, well let's open this up a little bit more and saying, okay, all the type advantages are open, but not necessarily that's going to be the case, because of course they just introduced a tech unit and a physical unit, and on top of that, when you look at the 200% leads, that's kind of where you're seeing the openings on these 3 type advantages versus all the type advantages that are open, right? So AGL, int, and strength seemingly are going to be the type advantages for the upcoming units, one of these 3. And of course that makes a lot of sense just because the tech and physical just came out. Now on top of that, if you add like all the summonable LRs, not only the Dokkan Festival exclusives, we have 72 summonable LRs. That's actually pretty crazy when you start thinking about it. You know, going all the way back to the original, really like the original 2, because Int Gohan came out initially as a non-featured unit on a banner, but then of course the first featured LR banner was the Broly, the Strength Broly. Now we have 72 of these. That's pretty crazy. But when you look at the type advantages and look at how many units are actually within the LRs there, you have 15 for tech, 15 for physical, and then 14 for AGL, int, and strength. And again, it falls right into the pattern that we see here, the availability that's going to be coming up when it comes to these 3 typings. And again, but if you're breaking this down, this way, then that strength is just really standing out to me. Like one of them is going to be a strength unit. So now going back to here, making my, I guess, final prediction on what I expect that these units actually are going to be in type advantages. If you look at it this way, right, without the 200% separation, I think they have never made 2 of the anniversary Dokkan Festival exclusive units outside of the pattern, right? So, kind of going back over here again, and in here you can see like on the first 2 generations, they're within the same grouping of type advantages. And then you have the blue fusions, right? That stayed in with the type advantages there. Then you had the 6-year the 6-year anniversary units. Those kind of stood within that same pattern, right? And then of course the 7-year anniversary physical and tech stayed within as well. So you can kind of see where I'm kind of going at when it comes to this here. If they look at it this way, then I think it's going to be AGL and int, basically 6-year anniversary typing again. That's what I'm going to expect if they look at it this way. If they said, we were resetting at 200%, Dokkan Festival exclusive LRs, we're resetting that, so 7th anniversary, it's like a brand new game, version Z, etc. They say we're going to be starting from scratch. This is going to look something like this. Then I think one of them is at least going to be a STR unit, and again, that makes a lot of sense. So those are really the 2 typings that I really think that it's generally what we're taking a look at is going to happen here, is going to be either like the AGL int combination, like 6-year anniversary, or it's going to be int and strength. But I'm going to solidify it's either going to be I think int's going to be there and strength is going to be there. So I'm going to stick to this prediction here, and then now I have to figure out, okay, which one's going to be which. Let's think about that. Let's see. I think strength is going to be the LR Spirit Bomb Z. So I think that's a strength unit. And then the GT is going to be int. Well, we already have a bunch of int GT units, don't we? Or I'm going to stick with it. Strength is the Z unit, and then the GT unit is going to be int. That's why I'm sticking to it. So anyway, that's my prediction for the upcoming type advantages for these 2 amazing looking units. Again, my current names for these is the LR Spirit Bomb Z and LR Spirit Bomb GT, or LR GT4. But yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, right? If you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff here. Yeah, I of course can't wait for the 8-year anniversary to start, to get more information and to see what these new mechanics are actually going to look like. So anyway, with that, thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning, and we'll catch you next time. Later.